New offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey asked about what David Njoku could bring to this offense when he returns.
Dave's a big piece, and he's a great football player who does a lot for us, in a lot of different areas, whether it's pass game, protection, run game. Gives us a lot of flexibility. I do think those guys have really stepped up, and the guys we've added, I think AB's done a great job in bringing those guys in, guys who are smart, tough, and dependable that we can rely on during this stretch. But obviously mixing Dave back in with those guys, it can help us, and because he's a playmaker for us in a lot of different areas.
With that, let's welcome in Dalton Wasserman. He's PFF data analyst, also co-host of the PFF College Football Show. Dalton, Browns need some playmakers on offense. Cooper hasn't played well. Nobody would argue that. Njoku out, Chubb out. Those are your top three, and they're just not getting much from them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the Browns aren't getting a whole lot from any of their wide receivers. We've seen some flashes from Jerry Jeudy, but you still have guys like Elijah Moore and Cedric Tillman not giving them a whole lot right now. So when you look at the one thing, the problem with the Browns offense outside of the offensive line injuries is they just don't make a ton of explosive plays, right? And Njoku is a guy who's capable of doing that from the tight end spot. If he can give them that and give them kind of a second threat to get some pressure off of Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy, I think it really helps him, especially when you think about Njoku being that threat up the seam and on the inside, and Cooper and Jeudy being the threats on the outside. They need a little more balance in their offense, and they need to find explosive plays.
Yeah, without question. The other thing I think that's underrated about what they're missing with Njoku out, he's really good in the run game, and their run blocking has not been good.
Yeah, it's another part where the injuries are playing a part, and we're so used to the Browns' offensive line and the run blocking, especially being top of the line, right? This was always the one thing you could rely on. That even when Nick Chubb was hurt last year, they could still run block well, especially on the interior, and you could get guys like Jerome Ford going this year, Deontay Foreman going. But right now, it's not working as well as it should. And I don't think they're using it as often as they should either. Look, last week against the Raiders, in a game where they were spotted a 10-0 lead, they only ran 15 design run plays the entire game. So I think Kevin Stefanski really needs to lean on it more, because this is how this team has to win ball games, right? And I know they're not creating a lot of explosives in the run game, but when you don't have an explosive passing game, and Deshaun Watson's played a little bit better the last 2 weeks, this is a team that needs balance, and they need to lean on the run. They need this offensive line, whoever's in there, they need him to play a little bit better. I know injuries are tough, but they have to play this game where they just move the chains and find multiple ways to move the chains, because they're not a team with a ton of speed and a ton of explosiveness.